following is a presentation of the Pro Wrestling Report. Informative, entertaining, and real since 1998.
Coming up next, it's the Pro Wrestling Report primetime Saturday night. We've got Be the Booker for WWE Summerslam, which is tomorrow night on pay-per-view, and also part 2 of our interview with Kevin Nash, and an exclusive interview for our viewers in Milwaukee right here on Live 24 with Eve Torres, and shenanigans with CM Punk, the WWE Champion. All that coming up on a huge edition of the Pro Wrestling Report primetime Saturday night. Starts right now.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Be the Booker for WWE SummerSlam, which is tomorrow night on pay-per-view, and we're going to be watching it for free down at Karma Bar and Grill, where you can join us as well, along with Hurricane Helms.
And that's at 600 East Ogden.
Free parking, free admission. Let's talk about SummerSlam, which is tomorrow night on pay-per-view. The first match we're going to talk about is Daniel Bryan versus Kane. Will Daniel Bryan win? Yes, 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 or no, no, no?
You know, Daniel Bryan, he's been stuck in wrestling purgatory for a little while. He's been in a big promo with CM Punk. Now he's with Kane. Will he open the show with Kane? Probably not. But Daniel Bryan Danielson is one of the more popular stars on the Raw brand. You got to believe that Daniel Bryan Danielson will somehow find a way to defeat Kane in Hollywood at SummerSlam.
Chris Jericho versus the endorsed Dolph Ziggler. Could be Chris Jericho's last match for a while in WWE.
You know what? Listen, as talented as Chris Jericho is, don't get me wrong, I think it's time for Chris Jericho to grab his guitar, grab his microphone, and hit the road with Fozzy. Because right now, Dolph Ziggler is a guy that is just, he's rolling. Money in the Bank winner going forward. And Chris Jericho has not won a big match in a long time. I don't see that changing at SummerSlam.
The Tag Team Championships on the line as the primetime players try to take the straps away from Kofi and R-Truth.
Why does it got to be straps? Why can't it be Tag Team Championship bronze
I could have said chains.
Well, but that would be...
You know, Mitt Romney used a whiteboard the other day trying to explain how his Medicare plan is better than the president's.
I'm sure he did. And someone else mentioned about unshackling. So... But at the same time, let's talk about the primetime players. This tag team, I didn't think had anything special about them in the beginning. I really didn't. Like, oh my God, they just threw 2 guys together, don't mean anything, paired them up with AW, who, as we all know, has been released due to supporting Linda McMahon, which makes no sense whatsoever. And now they're going for bronze championship.
Pennies.
Copper. The big Trojan pennies.
Trojan man!
I like the primetime players to leave the new WWE Tag Team Champions. I just think that they've done everything that's been asked of them. They've gotten over, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. They're getting a crowd reaction. They lost their manager. They need the belts right now to keep going forward. Kofi and Truth have done nothing but wrestle singles matches for the longest time.
Yeah. Well,
that experiment,
Kofi was traveling.
That
blah,
experiment
blah, blah.
is done.
Really?
Your new tag team champions, the PTPs.
Let's look at the fact that there is a tag team championship matchup on a major WWE pay-per-view and ask ourselves this question: is there still a tag team wrestling problem in WWE?
Yes, there is, because they really only have 3, maybe 3.5 tag teams.
3.5 more than they had, though.
Well,
Takes
absolutely,
time.
But it's not great. But it's going in the right direction.
Milwaukee wasn't built in a day.
No, it's built in 2.5.
The Intercontinental Championship is on the line as the endorsed Miz defends against Rey Mysterio. David Hero, how would you book that match?
Wow. I mean, how both guys, Rey's super popular, the Miz, Hollywood, his new hometown.
New hometown. He's lived there for years.
But he's really from Cleveland, Ohio, or whatever it is. You know what? You got to believe that the Miz is going to keep that title, keep him going strong. I like the Miz to retain.
Yes!
He needs it. He needs it. He needs it, because if he drops the belt to Rey, he falls back down the card again, and the Miz has to start all over.
Look what you done did. You have picked the endorsed Miz to win. You have picked the endorsed Dolph Ziggler to win.
Yeah, how about that? Listen, it's not about teams or colors or whatever it is. It's all about wrestling harmony, and that's what I'm bringing here. The Miz and Dolph Ziggler are going to leave.
There are 3 more big matchups. For those of you watching us online, you get the rest of Be the Booker later in this episode. For those of you watching in Milwaukee, you're going to get the interview with Eve. Either way, you'll both have a chance to see them both. So those of you watching us in Milwaukee, hop online, pwrshow.com, to check out the rest of the matchups. Brock Lesnar, Sheamus, Cena headlining those matchups. That is Be the Booker for WWE SummerSlam, at least the first half of it. Still to come, though, here on the Pro Wrestling Report. We've got that exclusive one-on-one interview with WWE Diva and the endorsed Eve, along with part 2 of our interview with Kevin Nash and David Hero later on. You and CM Punk. We're talking a little bit about strategy for the SummerSlam party tomorrow night at Karma. Some shenanigans between you and the WWE Champion. And that later on this program.
That's why I'm a super friend, and that's why he is still the super heel.
Yeah, he's the WWE Champion.
That's fine. I got a belt.
Doesn't spin.
It is his.
It's Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night. We'll be right back with Kevin Nash.
Hey, it's WWE Diva Eve Torres, even though I am in a lab coat and I look like a professional combos taster right now. But I wanted to congratulate PWR on 10 million views. That's incredible. Keep up the good work.
This is the most popular man in pro wrestling, Kevin Nash. Just wanting to say, PWR, congratulations on 10 million views. I believe about 855,000 are mine.
What's up, this is Lena. Congratulations to PWR for reaching 10 million YouTube views.
What up, bro? It's Robbie E and Robbie T, Big Rob and Bigger Rob. And bro, we gotta say congrats to the PWR show for hitting the 10 million view mark on YouTube, dude. I gotta say, Dave Hero, you have officially made the list. But, Damon, you'll never get on the list, bro. Oh!
This is Adrian Curry. Congratulations to PWR on 10 million YouTube views.
Hello, this is Matt Hardy, and I want to send out a big congratulations to the PWR show, as this week it was the 10 million views mark on YouTube. It's quite a feat. Great job, PWR show. Congrats.
Formerly known as the Bella Twins. And we want to say congratulations to the PWR show for getting 10 million views. Yes, that is amazing. Mwah! Besos.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night. Damian Nelson sitting alongside David Hero. And David, it is time for the first of 2 interviews here on this episode tonight, which is, as we talked about, Big Sexy Kevin Nash. Part 1 was part of our 10 million view celebration, which featured all kinds of stars, including the WWE Champion and many more. Kevin had a lot to say about his explanation of his opinion of the impact that Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero's championship wins had on the business. So without further ado, let's go down to part 2 of that interview with Big Sexy Kevin Nash. You want to tune into this.
I'm not going to ever apologize for how I feel and what I feel, you know. And then I was talking to some 2 jackoffs on Sirius, who, by the way, I hope I sound a little bit more awake this time. Maybe because you couldn't talk over me. Anyway.
I took mental note. Notice how I'm letting you speak.
I see. I lost my train of thought there. So.
Well, let me say this. I've had the privilege of walking around with you and walking around with a giant, and the point you make is difficult to comprehend until you get that. I mean, you're huge, Kevin, and people look at you not because you're Kevin Nash, but because clearly you're somebody and doing something because you have that presence and you have that look.
I've been a big man since I was 14 years old. You know, and that's, you know, and my son has that now, and it's a different when you're called, hey, big man, and you're still a 14-year-old kid, that puts a pressure on you. That doesn't take away from anything I've said, but what I was going to say is, my opinion is my opinion, And the guys from Sirius, this is where I've actually retract my thought. They said, well, because you're a prominent figure in the wrestling world, your opinion means more. Mm-hmm. Well, so if Spielberg says, don't go see this movie, you say, well, that's Steven Spielberg. I'm not going to go see that movie. No. You know what the problem is? There's so many sheep in this planet. You know, it's just like everybody, you know, if they haven't dropped yet, you know, go up on the second floor, get on the peak of your garage, jump and see if you can get them to drop. You know, I have a set. I'm not afraid to say what I want when I want to. I got an opinion. If you want to know what it is, all you got to do is ask me. I'll be more than happy to tell you. If you don't like it, I'll just talk louder. But I stick by what I said. I think that the business lost something. And I was trying to say to those guys before they rudely cut me off 73 times, I've been privileged for a lot of years to be in the back and be in the inner workings of the business. And a guy's name will come up and everybody will do the, yeah, but God, he's so small. Mm-hmm. And it goes on to this day. And if you think it don't, it does. And they can say wrestling's changed. You know what? I'll say this then. Women's gymnastics has changed because I've never seen more screw-ups and individualized, and these are supposed to be the top of the, I don't remember Nadia Comaneci or any of those, none of those girls falling off beams or, I never saw any of that. Yeah. I mean, it's just, so what you telling me that as our society gets more computerized and more kids sit in front of a television 14 hours a day and we have more obese people, that just because the actual pool of genetically gifted people is getting smaller and smaller, that we just have to accept mediocrity?
Big, sexy Kevin Nash. Always great talking to Kevin Nash. Always candid, always up front, and sharing what you do here each week, his opinion.
It reminds me of listening to myself. You know that honesty, truth, opinions.
And the David Hero way, which is a way nobody should be following. Part 3 of that big interview with Kevin Nash. We sat down for a very long time with him. Part 3 comes next week right here to Primetime Saturday night, where Kevin summarizes his thoughts and actually talks about well, he's got some political opinions as well that he's going to share that are definitely worth tuning in for. Kevin Nash coming up.
Not like Dave Mustaine opinions, right?
I don't have no idea who that is.
That's okay.
Thank you, big sexy Kevin Nash. But there's a lot still to come here on the Pro Wrestling Report, including up next for our viewers in Milwaukee. It is that interview, exclusive interview with WWE Diva, the endorsed Eve Torres, coming up next right here on the Pro Wrestling Report. And then after that, shenanigans, David Hero, with CM Punk.
You know, I didn't appreciate that. It was all set up by
But it all happened, and that's still to come, coming up in just a few moments here on the Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night.
Welcome back to the Pro Wrestling Report, primetime Saturday night. It's Be the Booker for WWE Summerslam, which is tomorrow night on pay-per-view. I was still collecting my thoughts.
We are? I mean,
I was collecting my thoughts. I was
in front of us
just
here.
reflecting back on the conversation with Kevin Nash, part 2, part 3 coming next week.
You know what?
Big Kev, Big Sexy,
Kev,
Diesel.
Big Sexy. At Real Kevin Nash on Twitter. As we get to the main events on this pay-per-view.
SummerSlam.
How many guys are under 6 feet tall? Does it prove his point? Does it prove his opinion?
How can you prove an opinion?
I'm just saying.
You could have a hypothesis and prove that.
Sarcastic. Look at this.
The main events, ladies and gentlemen, for SummerSlam tomorrow night on pay-per-view. Firstly, it's a grudge match.
It is a grudge match.
The Game, Triple H, one-on-one with the Storm, known as Brock Lesnar.
I think this match is going to close the show. I think that is going to be the headlining main event, Brock Lesnar and Triple H.
Meaning Triple H wins?
Absolutely not.
10 years after Brock Lesnar walked into this same event and defeated The Rock to become the WWE Champion, the youngest ever at the time, you say he loses in Los Angeles
No, I
tomorrow
say
night.
Brock Lesnar defeats Triple H.
Oh, my.
Yes, and here's why. Triple H has been going one-on-one with Brock Lesnar, hasn't cowered down, has always been fighting back, making Triple H a strong opponent for Brock Lesnar. I honestly believe somehow Brock Lesnar is going to beat Triple H, and that's not going to be how the show ends.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying
shenanigans?
that there's going to be some shenanigans. They got to keep the ball rolling with Brock Lesnar, something going forward in the future. Brock Lesnar and Triple H will not be the only two guys. Shawn Michaels, I don't believe, is going to be there.
Well, he's been announced as off the card, arm broken, courtesy of Brock Lesnar.
But I honestly believe, let's not forget, I mean, we're August. Mid-August, end of August, whatever. We're in the month of August. I don't know if they're going to be using Brock Lesnar anymore this year. So this might be the last chance we see him before we set up a match, let's say WrestleMania. And maybe they set up his opponent at SummerSlam, which is their number 2 pay-per-view.
Leave that door open.
Absolutely, the door wide open.
The World Heavyweight Championship is on the line. The match is back on as of last night's SmackDown broadcast. Sheamus will defend the World Heavyweight Championship against the man he wants to get his hands on badly because of all the shenanigans on SmackDown the last few weeks, Alberto Del Rio. And there's one variable in this matchup that could make things very interesting, David Hero. Who do you see winning?
Well, they've done a great job of making ADR Alberto Del Rio a pain in the pumpy for my Spanish-speaking friends out there. Or
You're Latino?
Or Tizik for my Arabic-speaking friends out there.
You're multinational?
I am multi-every. I'm like a Heinz 57, baby. Sheamus, ADR. You kind of, I believe, as strong as the heels are trying to make Del Rio, Sheamus is just that strong of a baby face. He's the face of SmackDown. I said it last month. I'm going to say it again. Sheamus is their guy on that brand. They're going to wait for Sheamus versus Randy Orton. I honestly believe somewhere on this pay-per-view, someone's going to be getting an RKO somehow. You know what I'm saying? So let's Sheamus over ADR, Lesnar over Triple H, and that brings us.
No, it doesn't bring us there yet. Because I want you to picture it, Los Angeles, Sunday, April 19th. I want you to picture the World Heavyweight Championship matchup.
April 19th?
August.
Where are you?
Sheamus versus Alberto Del Rio.
Mm-hmm.
You said something about an RKO, somebody getting RKO at some point tonight. Maybe that guy is Sheamus. Maybe Orton goes heel again. Maybe it's Alberto Del Rio. But if it's Sheamus, is it time for the man holding the Money in the Bank briefcase, Dolph Ziggler, to cash in, as he has alluded to doing, Sunday night at SummerSlam to become the new World Heavyweight Champion? Could it happen? Is that time right?
It could happen, but then you would expect Jericho to beat Dolph Ziggler.
No, you wouldn't. He does it twice in one night. Remember the string of pay-per-views where Ziggler was wrestling twice on every pay-per-view?
Right, but what I'm saying is then if he's gonna cash in, then I think Jericho is gonna beat Dolph Ziggler, and then you have a Jericho-Ziggler feud.
Jericho's gone.
He might not be.
He's gone. He said it himself. His words. He's gone.
He says a lot of things.
He's gone. Okay. He's done. He's done. But if Jericho beats Ziggler, then that shows Ziggler as potentially not capable of cashing in. And then perfection down the aisle.
That's what I'm saying. If Jericho beats Ziggler, then we forget about Ziggler for the night, and then he would have cashed in. But I don't think he's going to cash in yet. Sheamus beats ADR. Randy Orton might not even get any face time, but you never know.
Wow. The WWE Championship is on the line. It's a triple threat match. The champion, CM Punk, who will be on this very program in just a moment, defending against two men, John Cena.
Two?
And The Big Show.
2.5.
CM Punk does not need to be pinned to lose his WWE Championship in this matchup. A triple threat. The men who have been in a main event or a WWE Championship match at SummerSlam for the last 3 years, now all in the same ring on tomorrow night. What do you see happening if you were writing the
and this is going to be the completely unsexy pick. If I'm booking this main event, there's only one person I have leaving as the WWE Raw champion. That's the Big Show. And before you moan and groan and complain and whatever else, do you really want to see Punk and Cena again next month? Do you really want to see Cena versus Punk? Or Punk versus Cena? Or any combination of that? I would rather them keep these two guys separated and do something else next month. Big Show is the obvious choice. The only way I can see CM Punk retaining is if Cena and Punk work together to defeat the Big Show, then Punk double crosses Cena. That's how I see it. But if you really want to change things up, oh boy, you know, it's just so weird, this match. Not saying it's gonna happen, but if you want to make things different, why not let Big Show? I mean, Big Show got fired on national TV, right? Loses to John Cena last month, correct? Why not? Let it be. Let it be done. He lost the match where Johnny Ace. Yeah. You know? So Big Show, there's been no payoff for Big Show since he's gone into this program with John Cena. It might be at SummerSlam. You might want to sharpen that pencil a little bit. Let's review what has happened here. I got a hell of an eraser. WWE SummerSlam tomorrow night on pay-per-view. Be the booker. We talked about earlier in the broadcast. Daniel Bryan over Kane, and this is the David Hero scenario. Dolph Ziggler defeating Chris Jericho. New tag team champions in the primetime players. Miz retains his Intercontinental Championship against Little Ray Ray. Brock Lesnar defeats Triple H. And that appears to be our DWHS moment of the night. That's a bold one. It is, isn't it? But I'm pretty confident in Brock Lesnar. The World Heavyweight Championship remains around the waist of Sheamus, and the WWE Championship may leave around the waist or on the shoulder of the Big Show. SummerSlam tomorrow night on pay-per-view. The Pro Wrestling Report's got you covered. David Hero, big plans for a SummerSlam review episode coming up midweek. We'll divulge those tomorrow during SummerSlam on Twitter. At PWR Show on Twitter, we'll have full coverage of that. So what you're saying is if you really want to follow what's going on Twitter, it's at PWR Show, correct? It is, yes. Just making sure. It is. I want to welcome all of our new followers on Twitter, and I want to thank everybody who tuned in to the 10 million episode or view celebration. Really? Really? I didn't put it on here. Yeah, but one of these kids is doing the wrong thing. It's a different marker. Well, that's my God. You need a babysitter. That's what you need. We're gonna have to hire a staffer now to just sit here and correct you. I apologize. I remember where? Yes, 10 million view celebration. As part of that, CM Punk was our guest. The WWE Champion CM Punk was our guest. Well, David Hero, before that interview, I left the room and the cameras were rolling while you and CM Punk talked about tomorrow's menu at Karma, 600 East Ogden, for the PWR free view of SummerSlam with Hurricane Helms. You know what? You guys are just lucky I'm a good sport. That's all I got to say. You're lucky he's a good sport. He could have knocked you out. Really? He could have. There's no doubt about it. Oh, now you're some tough guy. Because when we were there that day, you were not tough guy. Now all of a sudden you're, You're the guy who waits till you see the teacher coming down the hall out of the corner of your eye, and you throw that first punch knowing it's going to be the only punch after you're walking around shoulder to shoulder for 12 minutes. All you need is You're that punch. Guy. You no, you don't. You need 80 at least. See this? And a roll of quarters. Oh, good CM idea. Punk shenanigans with this one. Coming up next. This has been Be the Booker for WWE SummerSlam.
The new SmackDown Assistant General Manager Eve Torres, the first endorsed talent to appear on this program. What a beautiful
So
woman.
she goes from head administrator to the assistant GM.
Yes.
It's all about abbreviations.
All because she's endorsed. Thank you, Eve, for joining us. Next week, CM Punk, an exclusive interview with CM Punk. Before we get to that, though, David Hero, before the interview occurred, you and Punk sat down and had a little bit of a... You had some questions about the SummerSlam pre-party tomorrow night.
Absolutely. It was all about, you know, hors d'oeuvres at Karma Bar and Grill and what he would serve and suggest. And, you know...
It's better just to watch it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go now to that clip. This week's shenanigans with CM Punk, the WWE Champion.
Finally, the combos are here. SummerSlam party appetizers, and there's only one person that I want to have show me the way of the combos is none other than your champion, CM Punk.
How you doing? So obviously I'm here at the Combos Taste Test Facility. And what we've done is based on suggestions and alternatives from the fans of combos on their Facebook page. They've suggested different kind of combos. Now, myself and Eve Torres have both chosen a new combos flavor. She chose an egg is invented. It is Eve. She obviously didn't put too much thought into it. She's chosen peanut butter and banana. And you see that one right here, obviously. Now, the one in the middle here is my creation, pretzels and hummus. If you're a fan of hummus, it seems like they should already have that combo made. So those are the two, and I would like you to go ahead now, Dave.
All right, we'll try some.
We'll do Eve's first.
We'll do Eve's
first.
Absolutely. You know, you can really taste the banana in this one.
Well, I hope
and then
there was a banana.
A big piece, but then but sometimes it's not as fresh as you would think, and the peanut butter hits you towards the end. Not too bad. I like that. And this is yours, right?
Yes.
Team Habibi, we got?
Yep.
We got the little hummus here?
Yeah.
Hummus.
A little taste of the Mediterranean for all you people out there.
This is very good. I like this a lot.
He's just saying that because I'm seeing it.
No. Seriously, for me, growing up, all different kinds of Middle Eastern food, good call.
Okay, this third one, we're going to leave, this is a little bit of a mystery, of course. One of the Combos faithful on the Facebook page has suggested this flavor, and I want you to try it, and we're going to guess. You're going to guess and see if you can guess the two combinations inside the combo.
So it's a mystery combo.
For now. It's not a mystery to me. I know exactly what's going to happen.
I'm not very... This is a...
You're a brave man.
This is shenanigans. I'm brave. I'm not stupid. Jeez.
That's to be determined. What does it smell like?
It's a smell I've never smelled before. I'm already sweating just by smelling it.
Let's do it.
Wow, that's like taking liquid kryptonite.
Is it bad?
You know?
Don't tell me. Tell the people.
It is like eating a volcano rock.
Is it spicy?
Freaking,
is it hot? What is it?
It is like melting. I mean, yeah, the tongue's on fire, my mouth's on fire. That is absolutely ridiculously hot. Tons of flavor, but I really need to go and get some drink. Punk, thank you for
milk.
I appreciate it.
Milk works.
Milk. I'll find some milk.
Yeah. I've never seen you move so fast. That was wasabi habanero, in case anybody was wondering.
Wasabi habanero. Habanera. That was the milk. You're a wuss.
That's not funny.
It is funny. You and the WWE Champion doing taste testing with combos.
I am not built for heat. And for him to pass along a gimmick like that was rather insulting for a man of my taste.
Thank you to the WWE Champion CM Punk. As you heard, Raw comes to Milwaukee on August 27th, when you can win tickets, free tickets to Raw. Tomorrow night, Karma Bar and Grill for SummerSlam, a preview with Hurricane Pounds. For that, this is Damian Nelson saying we'll see you next week, where we have an exclusive interview with CM Punk right here on the Pro Wrestling Report, Primetime, Saturday night.